people know who old E.F. Banker was, but he was Fish and Game Commissioner, Federal Fish and Game Commissioner that settled the Japanese fishing rights and everything back in the 30s with the United States and Japan. He had a big sheep ranch not far from where we lived in Winthrop, down the hill, and had all these registered sheep, and had a big old meadow there that a creek run through, and the muskrats had dug holes in it, and the hole had filled up with water, and these stupid sheep would stick their heads down and try to drink, and they'd fall in head first and drown. So old Banker hired me. That must have been about 1931, so I would have been about 10 years old. So he hired me to ride around on his old horse, and if a sheep fell in there, I would put a rope around him and tied the saddle horn and drag the sheep out before he drowned. I saved a few of them drowned. Anyway, one day I'm down there riding around on this old horse, and I see this old guy coming through the meadow there, and he's got 2 sheepdogs with him. And he comes up, and the first thing he said, "Where's this man that's supposed to go with me to drive these sheep to Omak?" Why the sheep going to Omak? Know any man? So he tells me he'd bought the sheep over in Seattle, old E.F. Banker, and Banker told him he'd have a herder to help him drive them. He'd drive them across the mountains from Winthrop to Omak. And I didn't know. How about you? Oh, you want to go? Gee, I thought this ought to be great. So I run that old horse as fast as I could up home and asked Mom. And Dad wasn't home. He was working somewhere. Oh no, I couldn't go. I begged and pleaded. Finally she said, yeah. Well, we started off, it was probably in June. And of course this old sheep herder, he wanted to get his money's worth out of me. So I rode the saddle horse, led a pack horse, carried the little lambs up in front of me that got too tired to walk, and when we'd stop for the night I had to get out, get the firewood, get the fire built so he could start cooking, and then I had to watch the sheep till dark. But it wasn't too bad. I mean, for a 10-year-old kid nowadays it's probably been a horrible thing, but I kind of enjoyed it. The only thing I really didn't like was every morning I had cornflakes for breakfast with condensed milk on it. I don't know. Most of you people don't remember what condensed milk is, do you?
He still likes that stuff, and I can't stand it.
Oh, I could not stand that old condensed milk.
That's a gang of skunk off a gun wagon.
You're right. It's terrible.
I think we was 30 days crossing that range of mountain. We got up on the top with snow. A lot of snow up there. And them old sheep didn't want to go through the snow, and boy, riding back and forth. These 2 dogs that guy had were, I mean, they were just better than humans. They knew exactly what to do. We run them through the other side, down, and we finally got to his big old sheep ranch up in Omak. Well, their son had grown up and gone to the Navy, and they thought they was going to keep me, you know, and especially his wife. She didn't want me to go home. They made me stay up there about 10 days, and I had no way of calling Mom, or we didn't have no telephone or nothing. I couldn't write a letter. Didn't know what a letter was, really.
Didn't know how to write.
Didn't know how to write. Heck no. Never learned that yet. But staying around up there, and gee, they was really good to me. A circus come into Okanagan. They took me down to the circus and everything. Finally, I got homesick, and I told them I had to go home. So they put me on a logging truck down to Chelan. I got in there, and they'd called somebody down there, and they were supposed to have a ride in a freight truck from Chelan up the valley to Winthrop somewhere. I got down there, nobody knew nothing, and then they dumped me off to Chrysler Garage. So this old guy that owned the Chrysler Garage thought he was really being great to me. He said, well, you can sleep in that old car out there, an old open touring car. And it was late, and I hadn't had nothing to eat all day. No supper. I slept there all night. And the next morning, a freight truck come up through there. They just started pulling a 4-wheel trailers behind the regular ones. They didn't have semis yet in them days. So the guys, well, I can take you as far as Twist. I still didn't know how far Twist was from home or anything, you know. I don't think I was ever out of Minnehaha Valley from the time we went up there till we moved out. So I said, okay, and I get in this old freight truck, and gee, we roar up that old valley, jumping over from chuck hole to chuck hole on old gravel roads, and I thought this was the greatest thing. Except, man, I was hungry. I hadn't eaten 2 days. We got to Twist. And somehow or other, somebody from Chelan had got in touch with Dad. He come down to Twist and picked me up. I remember it. But it was quite a trip. I don't think I'll ever really forget it. I suppose so. I don't know. Do you remember Elmer?
No, I really don't.
I remember. Boy, we just thought Dee was lost. I didn't think we
I
was
guess they
ever
hadn't
going
heard
to come
from me
home.
in
the whole month,
over 6 weeks, I guess.
Well, we sure were overjoyed when he showed up. I always remember that. Boy, we just jumped and bounced and sang.
I guess my old man was really mad that Mom let me go.
I remember the old sheep before you left, and they'd fall in these stupid badger holes in that water and drown. And you and I tried to pull them out of there, and they were soaked up with water in that wool.
You
And we couldn't pull them out at all. You had to get the horse to pull the things out.
Get a horse.
Well, we lost several in there.
Yeah.